guys, what's up? It's Jacoby. Welcome back to my channel. I'm filming on my old camera today because my little vlog camera is dead, so I'm charging it right now. But what's up? Welcome, subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment down below. Today's video, we're gonna talk about what not to do at tryouts. And this is coming from, I guess, my coaching perspective slash going through tryouts throughout my career. I know what to do and what not to do. So first of all, we're gonna talk about what not to do. Rule number one, do not have a bad attitude. You'll be surprised about how many people come into tryouts with like a bad attitude or a negative attitude, and it's like crazy. And the cases that I usually get is like stemming from two situations, generally, right? So A, they have been forced to come to volleyball tryouts. And that always kills me. I'm just like, bro, why are you here? And they're like, my mom or my dad or whoever made me come. And I'm like, so you don't want to be here is when I'm, what I'm gathering. And they're like, yeah, pretty much. I'm like, okay, then go home. Like, don't let anyone force you into doing something you don't want to do. Like, if you don't want to be here, leave. That's okay. Like, volleyball is not for everyone. Like, be happy, okay? And then the other situation is that they're just nervous. Like, they're just so nervous, and some people shut down when they're nervous, or they feel out of their element, or they feel not excluded, but just like maybe they don't have friends who are trying out, they just feel uncomfortable. That can make someone look like they have a bad attitude, but in reality, they might not even have a bad attitude, they just could be nervous, but that's how it's perceived. Definitely don't do that. Also, coaches pick up on that. Like, for example, if I was a coach and I'm at tryouts and I'm looking over the talent, looking at the prospects, and I noticed that like, maybe two girls don't interact well with each other, or this one girl is just causing problems with everyone, or they're like super to themselves, not like in a shy way, just like a, like just kind of they don't want to be there kind of vibe. Coaches pick up on that and they'll be like, okay, like, will this girl be a good team player? Like, probably not, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about meshing people together. That's like the basis of a volleyball team, besides skill, of course, is like, will these girls work well together? Because in reality, volleyball, you have to play side by side someone, so you kind of have to like them to some degree to play well together. So it's really important to make sure that people are coachable and have the potential to be a good teammate. And I can go into like the whole being coachable thing, but that can honestly be like a separate video because I could go on for days about that. Rule number two is do not forget to properly feel your tryouts. And I say feel very weird because I don't know, I think I have like a speech impediment, but F-U-E-L. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. You have to eat correctly before you go to tryouts. You also have to drink correctly. Like, you need to be hydrated, 1. 2, you need to eat right. Like, as a coach and as a player, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen girls almost pass out because because volleyball tryouts, sometimes they'll put you through conditioning, or they'll make you play scrimmages or something like that, and you rarely get water breaks, but it's to build up your endurance. But if you're about to pass out, like, that's not good. Like, you have got to eat, you've got to hydrate properly. And also, that leads me to my next point, is to bring your water to the tryouts. Like, once again, you would be surprised at how many people like forget their waters, or like Gatorades, Powerades, Propels, or whatever y'all are drinking. You forget to bring it to the tryouts. And I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? Because there's no water fountain, so you kind of need a drink. It's crazy to me. Also, if you're the type to burn calories super fast, or you get super snacky when you work out and you know that, bring snacks, because you don't know how long tryouts could be. Sometimes tryouts can be an hour, right? Or they could be 2 hours, or they could be 2.5 hours. You really never know, so you just want to be prepared. That's like the name of the game. It's just being prepared. Next mistake that you can make, I'm just kidding, it's not that big of a mistake, but do not come into volleyball tryouts without prior knowledge of volleyball. And I'm not saying that you have to have like prior playing knowledge. There's a difference between knowledge and having the skill. So, for example, like me, let's use me as an example. When I first tried out for volleyball, first time ever, it was 7th grade, and I was 12 or 13, something like that. So, but before tryouts came, I wanted to know as much as possible. Maybe that's why I over prepare for things now, but like, I had to know. Like, I had to know the terminology, like the rotations, the positions, who does what, why do they do what they do. And I scoured the internet for hours upon hours just to see if I could watch any kind of volleyball games, college, high school, men's volleyball, boys volleyball, beach volleyball, grass volleyball. I just wanted to see if I could watch anything and so I can get my eyes on it and absorb all the information that I was being given so I could apply it when I got the tryouts, because I didn't want to walk in like a fish out of water. I wanted to walk in having a little bit of knowledge so that way I can be molded into whatever they wanted me to be, rather than just coming in like blind, which you can also do if you want to, but for me, I like to be a little prepared ahead of time. Next little tip is to, well, don't be quiet. Do not be quiet at tryouts. Now, if you're naturally quiet, like believe it or not, back in the day, I used to be a really quiet person. And I can still be quiet sometimes, I have my moments, but like back then I was like mute. Not because like I chose to be quiet all the time, it's just I really had nothing to say. Like I had nothing to contribute to the conversation, but I learned very quickly that if I wanted to play volleyball and if I wanted to excel at volleyball, I was gonna have to step out of my comfort zone and be louder, talk to other people and be talkative and not be afraid to call the ball loudly or, you know, shout for a set or something like that, or even cheer, bro. Like even honestly, like even in my college career, I had an issue cheering just because I felt like it drew too much attention to me and it was weird. But cheering is like a part of volleyball, so I realized that pretty early on. So communication is literally huge in volleyball and it's necessary. So there really is no way around it. Trust me, I have tried, but there is no way around communication. You've got to learn how to be vocal on the court, especially if you're these two positions, a setter or a libero. You gotta talk, like you cannot be quiet. Like that is just something that you cannot be, because like, and don't get me wrong, you can be quiet off the court, like cool. Like if you want to like, if you don't want to talk to anyone and like you're in study hall, you just want to like, that's fine, like you do you. But on the court, you gotta be the loudest person on the court, period. Because like the setter and the liberos are usually like the leaders of the team. They usually run the court, right? The libero runs the defense or the back row, and the setter runs the offense. And yeah, so you gotta open your mouth and talk. Lastly, do not forget to practice your skills ahead of time. This kind of goes into getting your knowledge. This is gonna talk about getting your skills down before you go to tryouts. Now, you don't have to perfect it. You don't have to be the best at it. And by skills, I mean the basics: passing, setting, serving, and hitting. Okay, that's all you need to worry about. Like the basics, the bare basics of that is the cornerstone of volleyball. That made no sense, but you get what I'm saying. What I mean by that is, what do I mean by that? Oh, right. Okay, so let's use me as an example again, because once again, all the videos I post are literally just things I've gone through, experienced, or it's just knowledge, and I'm just trying to give it to you, just soak it all up. So basically, like before tryouts, besides the whole knowledge thing and watching volleyball and like getting my mental right, I asked my sister, I was like, bro, teach me everything you know, because she is older than me. So she previously tried out for volleyball or whatever, so she knew how to serve, pass, set, and I was like, teach me, please. I like begged her. I was like, every day we're gonna go outside, and I was like, I begged my dad to buy me a ball. I was like, please buy me a ball. He bought one for me. My sister and I went outside and we just peppered. She taught me how to serve, how to set, how to pass. We used to pass back and forth, and that's what, like, I swear that's what made me into like the volleyball player I am today. Like, was getting my basics down at the very beginning and falling in love with the process. It wasn't like, okay, I'm just gonna do this so I can get by a little bit and just make the team. No, like I wanted to actually enjoy what I was doing, which I encourage you to do. If you don't like volleyball, don't play volleyball. But if you love volleyball, play volleyball. Like it's, you know, like it's a choice that you can make. But I wanted to like it as much as I like basketball, and that eventually happened. So yeah, that's all I have to say, you guys. I really hope you like this video. Please let me know if you like this camera better or my other camera, but honestly, I'll probably interchange them. Make sure you subscribe to my vlog channel if you like my vlogs and my personality and me. You want to see more of me besides volleyball stuff? It's Jacoby Sims Vlogs. It's always linked in my description. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, because we're almost hitting 6,000 subscribers, which is a little crazy. Like, I remember when I had 1 subscriber and that was my sister. So it's just crazy to see how things just like blossom. But follow me on Instagram and TikTok at jacoby.sims if you like. I'll see y'all Sunday. Peace. Bye.